It's time to answer your Twitter questions as we do every Monday here on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange with Jim Cramer. Jim, we got a lot of questions this morning. Let's just dive right into them. We have one from B. Jones who wants to know, what impact will currency have on Coke earnings?
Well, look, it is a very big currency play. The good thing is that it's happening so far along in the earnings period that I think people just say, oh yeah, I get it. And there's some people who feel that the euro might be putting in a bottom. And if that's the case, then the story won't be as negative. I'm not as big a fan of Coca-Cola as I am PepsiCo. But that has to do with the fact that I like the snack and beverage versus just beverage.
All right, let's talk Gilead. Kix asks, buy, sell, or hold?
You know, Gilead, AbbVie, the Charitable Trust owns AbbVie. It's been very painful. There's Achillion's got a new formulation. There's too many formulations right now. You got to let these just percolate. You got to. If you have a big gain in Gilead, you probably want to take half of it.
Okay, we have a lot of social media questions today. AR Gillette says, what's going on with Yelp? They just beat earnings. Is it a buy or sell?
You know, it was a good quarter. I think people feel like that it's just not good enough. Yelp engagement is good, not great. I think I think there's a rebellion here about the ease of the site use and a sense that they haven't kept pace with what other people are doing. You know, I've always felt Yelp could be acquired, but there is a bit of a slowdown. And the company, I think here's what's the real problem, is the company doesn't seem to want to admit it. They act as if everything's fabulous. That's always a mistake.
All right, how about Facebook? Jason asks us, after a great earnings report, what's going on here?
All right, Facebook, there's like a fatigue. I mean, now Facebook's the opposite of Yelp. Facebook should be bought, but I understand there's just big sellers. I think we're going to come out and see that there were gigantic sellers taking profits, and this is one where you have to pick your spot and buy, because that was a beautiful quarter.
We have to talk Twitter as well, because Adam wants to know why you've changed your mind on Dick Costello.
Because the monthly average user gains are starting to get better, because the engagement's getting better, it's getting easier to use. The Google deal, I think, is going to be very, very important. I don't like to see the insider selling. Enough already. If I were in the board, I'd say, okay, guys, and we did this at the street. Hey, let's have a moratorium on insider. No, you can't compel people. There's people sell for many different reasons. But if they were to stop that, and for 12 months, I think what we see is that because he gave you enough tease that the month of January is good, I think you'd see numbers go up, and then they can sell all they want at a higher price. So my advice to those guys is if you don't need the money, wait, you'll get a higher price next year, guys.
All right, there you go. How about, let's switch gears. Open Up says, what do you think of El Pollo Loco?
I like Fiesta Restaurant Group because it's more under the radar screen, FRGI. I like Chipotle all the way down here. It looks like the sellers are cleaning up. That's a good situation.
Last one here comes from Fred, looking for your thoughts on Radian Group. He asks, can it go higher as the U.S. economy improves?
I think so. I mean, and I think that Genworth is kind of stick a fork in it because of the senior living situation. I wish that weren't the case. They're really nice guys. I think Radian can go higher, and I think that the government wants out of that business. Radian's a good play. I think housing's coming back. I happen to like the housing stocks.
All right, great stuff. Thank you so much, Jim. And make sure to tweet your questions for Jim every Monday using #CramerQ. That's Jim Cramer, and I'm Brittany Umar for The Street.